Hi Capricorns, welcome to your July reading with me, Marianne, from Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I love and appreciate you being here. Thank you very much for taking the time. Let's get right to the program. I have a format I like to do for those that are new. I am a intuitive, psychic, spiritual guidance teacher, reader, and I love to use the different divinations, such as the tarot, definitely oracle messages. I work with energy on a daily basis. I'm fascinated with it. Everything has energy, right? So, and colors do as well. So I always have a little meditation, and prior to the reading, I was talking and kind of doing a little powwow with you, Capricorns, and yellow came out just brilliantly and strongly, and this represents the solar plexus, and this is something that I like to really promote on my channel. If you've not heard of them, they are absolutely energy centers that reside in our body. There are 7 or 8 actually I speak of, but there are many more, and one of those incredible, beautiful gifts that we have as a spirit in a physical body that help us to be our most fullest expressive selves with energetic, backbone and so forth. So yeah, the yellow represents, like I said, the third chakra, which is the solar plexus. And that is what I was feeling with you. And it doesn't surprise me because you are an earth sign, Capricorn, and you are absolutely archetype-wise people I've met my entire life that are Capricorn. You are successful, very, very hardworking and resourceful people. Men, women alike, doesn't matter. I've never met a Capricorn that has not been, you work tirelessly, but you actually enjoy what you do most of the time. And you're fine being behind the scenes. I always say you don't have to be up front, though many actors are Capricorns and they're phenomenal. I can name a few right off the bat. Brad, wait a minute. Of course, I'm not remembering. I'll get back to that. You have this gift. You actually are ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is a pretty sober, planet. It's all about structure. It's all about, dedication, and it's about restricting yourself and just keeping your eye on the prize and the focus. And that's something you've done and you've been used to doing. You're also a cardinal sign. What that means is you usher in a season. There are 4 seasons in a year. And the cardinal signs, of which there are 4, usher in each season, and you usher in winter. So not only are you capable and you represent the glyph of the goat, which is a very sure-footed animal, and they can climb the highest terrains without any effort whatsoever. There's no fear, there's nothing. There's a mountain, they're going to get over it, right? And that's metaphorically and physically. And that's where you come from. That's your basis. That's your foundation. So yeah, very hardworking, extremely loyal, more of a somber energy a lot of times for that reason alone. Not to say you can't have fun, of course, like everybody. And what's really important for me to express to you, if I may, prior to the 6-card reading I'll be doing for you, past, present, and future with clarifications, and of course checking your chakra for the month. Spirit always wants you to be aware of your chakras, and we focus on the one specific one. It'll be amazing if it ends up being the solar plexus, because that's happened with a few of the other readings where I've picked up from spirit and, the meditation and the downloads. And sure enough, that's the chakra that comes up for you. So it's a beautiful synchronistic type of a thing, which I love. And you can see right in front of you. But either way, I don't want to get too sidetracked, other than to say, I've had a little bit of difficulty loading the videos, so we're on the 2nd of July already, thinking I would be well into it, and no. I knew I had 3 more to go, and I thought it'd be well past it and everything is cool, but that's okay. Everything's meant to be when it's meant to be. Whenever you watch this is perfectly fine. It is a general reading for all Capricorns, Sun, Moon, Rising, Ascendant. I would say Venus and definitely Mercury, because as I was starting to say, we have 4 retrogrades this month, and I know that's partly why the technology end of things tends to get a little bit affected, okay? And it turns out one of the retrogrades started last month. It is the Pluto in Aquarius retrograde, and this happens every year. They're the outer planets. They're slower moving, They all affect us in some way or another, but you know, that's the one that's already happened. The next three are going to be, well, I have it written down. I mean, why fake myself? Let me just say it and speak it in a more clear manner as much as possible. Saturn is in Aries, okay? Your ruling planet. And that actually goes retrograde July 13th through November 27th. Neptune is also in Aries. These two changing of the guard from Pisces to Aries was a humongous thing for all of us this year. And there are many of those that have happened this year. And this is an unprecedented year as far as astrology and the many changing of the planets from one sign to another. And then going into retrograde and coming back and so forth. But Neptune in Aries goes to retrograde, on July 4th. So that's actually before Saturn goes retrograde, and we're already feeling the shadow period. There's a shadow period of a couple weeks before and after each retrograde, no matter what the planet. So we kind of get a feel already, and like with the uploads I mentioned, you know, and that's kind of making sense. And the other is, well, good old Mercury. Mercury retrogrades like 3 or 4 times a year. We live with all of this, you know, and it's just really nice to kind of know sometimes why we're feeling the way we do. And so I like to express it quickly for you. The Mercury retrograde starts on July 17th through August 11th, and that'll be in Leo. Okay, now what's really, really cool is you have a full moon in your sign, Capricorn. Now, we each get in the zodiac, every single sign, all 12, we get our one full moon and our one new moon each year. And this is very important. It's very much about a spotlight in your life. I would say predominantly when it's in Capricorn about your earthly needs, functions, you know, job, life, family life, anything, you know, tangible that you can see, feel, touch. You're an earth sign that's grounded. You are, you know, persistent. You're loyal. You're in for the long term. You're totally dedicated, very reliable. People can always turn for you. You know, there's a calm in the storm. And which is great. You have that beautiful grounding sense. That's what this full moon can do. Full moons shine a light on things that need to be, you know, looked at, and they can be the culmination of something, and for the new beginning to start, right? So that's a very powerful thing to know for you, specifically Capricorn. And then we do have a new moon in Leo season, which will happen on Leo season starts on July 20th. We're in Cancer season right now. There's a lot of sensitivity and watery kind of beautiful feelings. And if you haven't felt that, family, people, friends, you just want to just kumbaya, you know, July. It's got such great energy this month. There's a lot of serious and yet, you know, and slow down motion with retrogrades. But nothing we can't live with. And actually during vacations, it's perfect for that, right? So I love that a lot. Now I'm going to, like I said, pull your specific chakra for the month of July, and the last one was the heart chakra that would have been for Sagittarius. That's right. The sign just before you. Amazing reading. But I'm going to shuffle these a little bit more and just say to you that, yes, there's a lot of different energies in this month. It'll be notable for so many reasons. And I think it's going to be mostly positive. It already felt that way. And even if the challenges come up, it's nothing you can't handle, nothing you haven't been through before. And what I love about challenges is when you do get through them, you're like, wow, I just did it again, you know, and this goes on for an entire lifetime. Some are more important than others they seem more serious, but it's just a constant, right? That's the one thing we can count on. And yet I feel there's a lot of support for you. I feel like you've got the strength with your solar plexus. You're feeling that power, you know, and I know that Leo is a very powerful influence. So it's not surprising, certainly towards the last part of the month, you're really going to feel like things are falling into place. The new moon, starting new, starting fresh, new beginnings. And for you, we have red, we have power, we have the root chakra, which happens to be the grounding force for all of us, right? I mean, it starts at the base, right? In fact, all these chakras are basically against the spine, and they move their way upward, starting from 1 through 8, like I mentioned, that I like to read for. But this is so suiting because you are an earth sign. So you're feeling it, present, you're feeling grounded, you're feeling stable, you're feeling strong, you're feeling, confident about where you are in your world and your life. And so let me read to you what it says specifically, though. And you can use this as a mantra if for any reason you're feeling less than completely at peace, or, that grounded, stable feeling that is so necessary in this present time, right? The presence of spirit is solidly rooted in my body. I have the right to be here, and my love is abundant. And my life is abundant with love, comfort, and vitality. Well, this is certainly vitality. So, and I love the colors together, don't you? Also, just, in mentioning, we do have our beautiful national holiday, which is the 4th of July coming up in about 3 days. Actually, 2 days. So, firecracker, man, just fiery, fun, good stuff, getting out of getting out of the norm, maybe breaking free from, behind your desk or wherever you work, and just feeling like I'm gonna enjoy my time and, feel at peace and calm in the process. I'm going to include with this, and it is, in fact, I think one of the best things that I do when I have my readings as a reader of many years is to infuse the reading with a crystal in correlation to that. And this, as you see, is as the root chakra. So it is the grounded, healthy, strong crystal that represents the red jasper. I am a healthy, strong, and stable spirit person being. Okay. And those are the words you want to continue to. It's interesting because the solar plexus represents that. But it's certainly showing that in the rooted and grounded area of the first chakra. So I love that. I would say synchronicity. I think it is. I really do. So let me put in that crystal. We'll get this reading started. And you can start your July, although it's already started. And hopefully you're going to resonate straight off the bat with your reading. But give it time if not. And if not, it's because you need to probably watch, like I said, not just your sun sign, Capricorn, but your moon rising, your moon, your rising, your Venus, which is all about love and about, money and power and fun and excitement and beauty and things that make you feel good, taste good, senses, all the senses. So I'm sticking this in here right now. I actually have 2 necklaces that came with this beautiful gift package, and so I'm going to use the brown today because it looks good. So I'll set this aside and see what your reading has to say, and leave that to the spirit world. Okay, I am actually using this beautiful Gilded Tarot deck, one of my favorites. And close your eyes and just kind of take a deep breath and see if you can envision what you're kind of creating, because we are so capable of creating and manifesting the lives that we choose. In the month when there is a lot of retrogrades, there will be delays and things of that nature. It's just part of the whole retrograde feeling, but it's very much about introspection. It's not needing to push out too much. Let things be. They come to us during retrogrades. It's not like we're going to start. I mean, if you do have to start something, it'd be great if you waited till Mercury in particular went direct, which will be on the 11th of August, as I mentioned, and then, the shadow period afterwards when it's fully energized and its momentum has come back again. Remember that also the things that I noticed that are most detectable with Mercury retrograde in particular are sometimes difficulties or more challenges with transportation, communication, and technology. And I've noticed it already, like I said, with the loading of the videos. They don't usually take that long, but they haven't taken a while. I'll just be patient, and as like with your mentality, just keep it moving, and just know it'll happen in the end. I'll see the big picture. So I'll lay these out. Know that I do bless my decks and ask for clear and concise messages for the highest good of everybody involved. And here we go. So we have, like I said, past, present, and future. The past can be the most recent, as early as this morning, anything prior to this reading. And for you, beautiful Capricorns, you have the Queen of Cups. So I love this a lot because we are actually in Cancer season, as I think I might have mentioned, maybe not. I do believe I did. I've done a lot of readings. And Cancer is, well, it's a water sign. Cancer is ruled by the moon. Cancer is very, very sensitive, very intuitive, very, I would say, psychic. They live their life through their feelings and emotions, and they can feel the tides and the currents of the moon a lot. So it brings them a little bit of moodiness at times, and it's understandable. They're taking on a lot. They're empathic. They feel people's energies a lot, and it's, you know, it affects them. They have this outer exterior shell like a crab, but inside is a very soft and sensitive being, man, woman alike. Also in love of, you know, family and people that they nurture and care greatly for. Well, yeah, that's a predominant energy happening for the world, but it's also really good for you because it happens that the elements of water and yourself, earth, are extremely compatible. So maybe you've just been feeling more at peace and compatible with a relationship, perhaps, you know, if it's not a marriage or a significant other, it could definitely be good friendships. Retrogrades bring people back into your life. This could represent Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio with water. I would say the Queen is more, you know, of the intuitive end of the King versus Queen. We both have feminine, masculine dualities within ourselves always. But there's more there's a notable strength in our intuition. Like we're just going to know things instantly, and it's such a beautiful feeling. And that was happening through my readings, which is always a good thing for the viewers and for me to feel vindicated and to help you to understand what I experience and why I do what I do and why I have such love and passion for it. So yes, you are feeling sentimental yourself, perhaps. You are involved with water, but you're also feeling the energy of this beautiful Cancer season. Not to mention that Jupiter, the benevolent planet that goes into our sign every 12 years, entered into Jupiter. It's most exalted in Cancer, okay? Cancer, Jupiter in Cancer is just, we're all going to benefit depending on where it falls in your chart, and you can look that up very easily. The whole house, tropical, you know, zodiac, it will tell you everything that way. But you're going to just feel good anyway. Venus is actually in Cancer through the 4th, when it then goes into Gemini, and Gemini's fun and it's outgoing, and you might find yourself more talkative, more social at that point, you know, like I said, going maybe parties, and there's been graduations already passed, but you get the idea. You're going to come out of your shell a little bit. I hope you have a great time in the process and you let loose, you know, as they say. So confirming that or clarifying that, there you go. There's your element, the Ace of Pentacles. Not surprising for me personally, studying all the different signs for so many, many years now. But yeah, you're in your energy, and there's some newness, some new beginnings, not also surprising at all. I did not mention, but this is really important, the planet Uranus, which is very, very much about unexpected, you know, occurrences, you know, electrifying, you know, just technology influenced. AI is huge. It's going to be just like so vastly a part of all of our lives in ways we don't even know. We're getting the tip of the iceberg right now. You could be very much headed in that direction. Of course, what is the other one? The coin, Bitcoin. I mean, this is also another thing. It has to do with, that's the kind of energy that really is regulated a lot by Uranus. Well, it was in the sign of Taurus, and it changes into another one that changes, Capricorn. It changes into Gemini on the 4th of July as well. It has a little stint there. It goes back into Taurus and then stays in Gemini next year, 2026. I'm not exactly sure the date right now, but it will happen for another 7+ years. It's a slower moving planet as well. You can expect things that are amazing, and then also things you don't expect that are out of the blue, but they can be phenomenal. They can change your life in a heartbeat. Can't really say what, but I do feel a lot of it has to do with your money, your sustenance, you know, your grounded energy, your strength, your ability to create and to, you know, be resourceful, which is already what you are. So this is perfect for you so far. Then we have your present energy. we have the Eight of Swords. Now, this is an air element. So the Eight of Swords would be, it could be Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Well, I just mentioned Gemini. Venus actually goes into Gemini too. So I don't really feel like this is you particularly. You could be surrounded with this kind of energy. I know I have been. I am an air sign. And what it really shows you is that those swords they seem to be restricting this person, right? As the blindfold is. But the truth is they're actually protecting. They're protecting, and they're easy to get through. There is no real physical limitation at all. That's generally in our minds when we do that. And I know I'm certainly no stranger to that sort of thing. I think a lot, many times too much, and I work on it because it's what I profess to do as a spiritual person, always wanting to evolve. Maybe you have air in your chart. Maybe you've been uber focused on something that's been making you feel a restriction in some way. But just remember, that is a lot of times in our minds, and we can easily change our mindset. I always say the snap always works for me. It's just a reminder. It's almost like a hypnotic suggestion, like, nope, not going to do that. I'm going to think about this in a different way. And instantly you can change your whole energy field, your whole demeanor, right? It's that powerful, and we have that ability. So keep that in mind, but let's see what the clarification of that is for whatever this particular issue or person you may know that feels this way, and you're feeling, well, I'm sure you're there to help and, console is what I'm feeling as well. But we'll see what the clarification says. Five of Cups. Well, I think that this is saying there's that emotional thing again. It feels as though this Eight of, this restrictive feeling, obviously it's not something anybody particularly wants. So it may have been from what one has believed to be a loss. You see the Five Cups here. Three are fallen. They call it spilt milk. You can't cry over that. I mean, you can, but it doesn't do a whole lot of good. And recognizing there's two cups very clearly standing strong. There's always something to move from and to build from. And as long as you recognize that, in other words, listen, you got to stop and smell the roses. Life is absolutely phenomenally beautiful. Without the media, without all the hype, without all the, wish I had this, wishes and dreams and things of that nature. When you're focused on what you have and you feel this incredible, genuine gratitude for it, it's the best thing ever. So little is required to feel happy in this life. So when I've been on a Debbie Downer mode, which I actually have more than I ever remember, I don't know, I'm an empath as well, so I take on a lot of things, but whatever the reason, I just decided not that long ago, mind you, not that long ago at all. Of course I know throughout my life it'll happen. It's just sometimes when I'm tired or I'm hungry, it'll happen. But my point to you is, I just decided I don't want to take on that anymore. I'm completely in charge. I am completely, that's control and charge at the same time of what I think, what I'm allowing myself to think, what my beliefs are, and, just like surrendering it. Just I just love being happy. I love laughing. I love being silly. I love acting like a child. I love being with people. I love going away. I love trying new things. That's what we have to remember, right? If we're feeling in this mode, and it makes sense because when we're in Cancer season, there's a lot of emotions and there's a lot of memories. People come back in their lives and they stir these feelings out. But that's okay. It's a heads up about that sort of thing. It doesn't have to be anything that's permanent or sticks or anything like that. So let's see what the future shows for you. Page of Wands, fiery ambition. The wands are or the pages are the youthful court cards, right? But they're messengers. Is there a child in your life that has great meaning to you, or one that you would like to see happen in your life? There's a fiery, passionate environment when it comes to the fire signs, and this is Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. And remember, we have Leo season happening, so maybe the passionate, very, very heart-centered and loving Leo is going to rub off on you and everybody, and we're going to like, huh, I'm going to be a little more passionate too while I'm at it. Why not? When's the last time you were passionate about anything? I mean, that's what really is the fuel to make things manifest into, transform into a reality, whatever reality is, right? So, but this is great. Or it's this childlike, wonder that you have within you and that you never want to lose. Please, like that Peter Pan-ism where you just like, I won't grow up, I mean, I know I have to do my thing. I know I've got to be responsible for all this, but doggone it, I still want to have fun. I want to be a silly person, and I want to just, not take life so seriously. But yeah, something new, something very fresh, new, and, kind of green around the edges when it's the younger page influence. But yeah, it could be something that could just blow up into who knows what because of your dedication and your drive and your intelligence and your talents and your strength. So the clarification for that is the Fool. You are definitely doing that surrender dance. You're like, you know what? I don't know what's going to happen one moment to the next. I'm watching this reading Marianne's doing, and it's great, and it inspires me, and it makes me think. But the reality is I have free will. I actually create 90% of my life. Yes, things are out of control sometimes, out of our control and out of control. But we don't have to let that upset the apple cart or disturb us to our core. Let's just imagine, and with the new moon in particular, write down your intentions, every one of them, and then just check them off as they come about and they start, they're really actually happening. That's a major arcana. That's something that Spirit really wants you to take into consideration. Freeing yourself, lightening your load, whatever that means. It might be that's like a specific message. And having that trust, just having the trust. We had it when we were in the womb of our mothers, we just knew we're in this comfortable place. We're being cared for. We didn't have to do anything. And then yet we come out and we're ready to live life. And, of course, you start in the latter part of December and winter, and it's like, but you make it work. You're amazing. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you're understanding and that you're not taking anything too seriously, or your thoughts aren't going to, bog you down. Walk out in nature, do whatever you can to eliminate thoughts that aren't doing you justice. Okay. And so I'm going to finish with a couple of oracle messages and send you on your way. If you like what you're reading, please do like and subscribe. There's no cost involved. It is the best way to help me elevate my passions, my dreams, and what I love doing, and that's being a reader for you. And yeah, and YouTube will recognize that. The more that do it, the better. And I'd love to see it just pop and blow up. That would be phenomenal. I'm not going anywhere, so, as long as I can talk, I'll be doing it. This is the beautiful Wisdom of the Hidden Realms deck by Colette Van Reed. So I'm going to pick a card or two for you. The Dream Walker has come out first. It's number 8. I love 8. It's power. It's abundance in numerology. It's one of the most prosperous numbers. Just power once again. Dreams, the collective good, illusions. Now that brings to mind once again the retrograde of Neptune. Neptune is the god of the underworld, the nebulous, you can't really quite put your finger on, and things are a little bit unclear. They're not quite, it's like you're almost seeing things the way you want to, of course, but then you don't have actual proof. With the changing of Neptune and Aries, Neptune and Saturn, because they always move together in whatever signs they're in. It is all about power and fiery ambition. Like when it was in Pisces is so imaginative. They have all these ideas, all these creative thoughts and fantasies, and they're capable of so many, beautiful ways to manifest. And it's been shown time and time again. There's so many talented and, very spiritual, special people, Pisces. But when it's in Aries, which it is, even in retrograde, it's like, I'm going to take the dream and I'm going to push it forward. Like there's no maybes about it, no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm a fire sign, and I create and I make it happen. So yeah, the illusions are maybe just this restricted aspect, or, you know, or what if, or, you know, and all those sort of things. No, put those aside. Put down exactly what it is you want with that new moon, and write down the exact intentions, and that's what you will receive back. Okay. And then lastly, the Horse King, assistance and control. Well, you certainly know about that. 42, that represents 6. 6 is, you know, the balance. 6 is the 6th house, is our everyday work life, you know, home life, you know, things we have to do, people we care for, things, you know, all of those things. Our health, our well-being. You've got this. You are in control. And even when you're not, you can always have assistance. You can always ask for that. I just think it's a great, great month, like I said, and I'm sticking with it. And I love the references that we have for you to kind of think about. Like I said, take great care. Please do me a favor. Come back for August, because August is going to be phenomenal in many ways as well. Thank you for your time. Until next time, bye for now.